All right, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the studio. We're still working on this, if you couldn't tell. Always gonna be working on it. But for right now, we have something special. Again, another company has reached out to me to review a product, and I said, okay. And I typically only do these when it's something that pertains to what I do, or something that I would use personally myself, or would go buy myself. Today we have company's called Uhuru or Uhuru, depending on where you're from, but this is the WM-720 UHF wireless mic system. It comes with a ton of accessories. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump straight into the unboxing, so you can see just everything. It comes with a lot, so we're gonna see everything that this kit comes with. The enticing part to this, if you will, is the price range. It is anywhere from, depending on what time of year or what kind of special it's on, anywhere from $45 to $55, maybe a little more depending on where you get it. But yeah, this was provided to me by the company themselves, so I can make this little overview / review video. You know, I've done a couple of these before in the past. You kind of might know how it works by now, but let's get to unboxing, and then I'm going to test out the accessories that I personally would use. It comes with some other things that I wouldn't necessarily use, so I don't want to, I don't want to talk about something I wouldn't use myself. Unbox, and then let's get to testing. I was not kidding when I said this wireless mic system came with a ton of accessories. Then you also get the typical instructions and paperwork. And you have the transmitter, which has a 1/8 inch input, a small, I would go mini tripod, an adjustable phone holder with mounting points so you can use it on said mini tripod or just a regular tripod, an adjustable cold shoe mount. You do get the receiver, which has a 1/4 inch output, a TS to TRRS cable. You have a TS to TRS cable, a lavalier mic, and a tiny little handheld mic, which I think will come in handy quite a bit. You also get a USB dual charging cable, so you can charge both devices at one time. A headset microphone, kind of, your exercise instructor style microphone, as well as this pretty nice hard shell case. It's a little bit bulky, but it does keep everything organized really well. A couple of other quick minor notes. The transmitter itself does have volume control, so you can adjust the volume accordingly if needed. It has a working distance of around 165 feet or 50 meters, depending on where you are. Both the transmitter and the receiver have built-in lithium-ion batteries that are obviously completely rechargeable. Charging time is about 2 hours. Working time is about 6 to 7 hours, although your mileage may vary, of course. You would not believe how difficult it was to frame this shot. I'm about, I don't know, like 40 to maybe 45 to 55 feet away from the camera. Maybe a little bit more. I can't get an accurate measurement right now. Point being, I wanted to test out the transmitting capabilities of this unit here. There's a lot of noise, so the AC's on right now. I don't have it on. It's just on because it's hot and it's Texas. There's a lot of traffic noise, bunch of ambient noise here. I want to see if this distance is a big issue and how much of the ambient noise is being blocked out right now. Hopefully, most of it, if not all of it, but some would be better than none, to be honest. And I also want to see how this little mic attachment works, because this is one of the other things. I would use the lav mic portion, and I would use this probably most often. I might actually use this more often than just the lav mic itself, just because I can get this a little bit closer. I know the lav mic is probably going to sit here, so it's not going to sound as clear as being closer, but let's see how this goes. So you're watching this in real time. I won't know how this sounds until after I get this into the computer, which I should probably go ahead and do soon, because it's very humid out here, and again, you would not believe how long it took to frame up this shot and just to get everything working how I wanted it to. I had to try to sync my phone to the camera. Phone doesn't reach that far. Apparently this, according to the levels, does reach this far. It seems like it's doing very well. So I'm gonna get out of here because it's humid. I don't like it. Okay, next test is the lav mic attachment for the transmitter. I am in a different room, so I don't 100% know just yet if the audio is reaching over. Hopefully it is. If it isn't, then Oh well, I guess we're gonna be doing this again. So hopefully all that audio is usable or came through, because I was in a different room kind of next to this room, and I have all these electronics on. So it's fighting an uphill battle. So if it sounds good, we'll find out together. If it doesn't, then we know there's probably some issues with, you know, radio frequencies and so on and so forth. I'm leaving this out so you can kind of gauge how long the lav cable is for this part right here. I do want to say that the lav mic itself is a little bit higher quality than the other ones that I've had before. Granted, the other ones were fairly on the more affordable side, closer to the 10 to 15, and then the $20 to $25 range. It should function just as well. One of the things I wanted to point out that I forgot to point out when I was outside, because it was very humid, these screw on just like a traditional wireless kit. They screw on just in case, you know, something happens and there's a snag. You won't necessarily lose your connection. Always be sure to check your levels while you're recording. Hopefully this works out well, because I'm gonna be honest, not having to worry about a wire is pretty convenient. Being able to walk around without having to worry about tripping over things is really nice. The other part of this is I wonder how well this is gonna do with all this electronic noise coming through. I'm gonna leave the previous audio and this audio unprocessed. That means no compression, no noise suppression, none of that stuff. You're just gonna hear the raw audio. I think at worst case, I'm gonna boost the levels just so everything's even, but I'm not gonna put any extra compression or noise suppression or anything like that on there, so you can hear pretty much how the audio is gonna sound right out of this. Now that we've done this and that, let's get all this, all the video and all the audio into the computer. Let me listen to it, and then we'll kind of form our final thoughts on everything. Granted, there's a lot more stuff that came with this, don't get me wrong, but for me personally, I'm primarily going to use this for, you know, on-camera audio. Let's listen to everything. So what do you think of the audio so far? Me personally, I had a chance to go through everything. Really, most of it lied just in leveling everything out. The transmitter does have volume control up and down, so that helps quite a bit just in case there's a lot of ambient noise or you just need a little bit of a boost. I know what I did was I bumped up the volume on here when I switched to the lav mic, because I figured, you know, it's not as close to your mouth as the little microphone attachment is. So wanted a little bit of a boost to hopefully get a little bit more clarity, a little bit better sound out of it, which does help, but you do have to worry about peaking at that point. So keep an eye on your levels if you can. Always good practice anyway. Once you're all set up on your camera, this is kind of what you're gonna end up looking like. It's not the most super compact thing that there is, but to be honest, for the price range, you really can't go wrong with this. It pairs almost instantly, if not instantly, depending on if this is the only one around. I would imagine if you had several, you would have to swap channels. If anything, you know, there's 32 channels to choose from, so, you know, get them as far apart as you can for best results. But yeah, this is kind of what you're looking at. It's still a bit smaller than, you know, something like this mounted to your camera. Overall, I'm probably gonna keep using this mainly for outdoor stuff, because personally, I don't like the cold shoe mounted microphones that much. They are much better than the onboard camera, but I'm usually a lot further than I need to be to get the best audio out of a mic like this. So I will probably stick to maybe these two for just some simple talking points when I'm out and about, and stick to the lav mic if I'm doing something out in the field that needs more dedicated audio. If you need a wireless mic system, should you get one of these? Yeah, really, it kind of depends on your budget. If you have a little bit more, you can get something that's definitely more compact. But for me personally, I would probably grab one or two of these first, just because to me, they're just as easy to use. You just plug and turn on and they pair. Granted, you know, you have to switch channels like I was saying a few moments ago, but for me, just using one single one, just for situations like this where I'm doing YouTube videos or client videos where I might need to interview a client, or they might need to do a talking piece while we're out in the field. 100% usable, really nice audio. There is a bit of electronic noise, so I will say that depending on if you have a ton of stuff on, like this room, you're gonna hear it a little bit. So you're gonna have to post-process pretty decent, compressor, noise suppressor, all that stuff. But outside, golden. It's great. I will actually probably buy one more of these just so I have a backup and I can do dual interviews. I can have my audio and then, you know, whoever I'm talking to's audio without having to swap back and forth for, you know, 40, 50, 60 bucks. Yeah, it's not bad at all. There's some other ones that are a little bit more compact, but you will pay a little bit more. And plus there is the bigger name brand version, which is a few $100 more, which, don't get me wrong, still great, still 100% interested in, but to get your foot in the door, point of entry for this guy is a lot easier than the bigger ones, the bigger name brand ones. So 100% probably gonna pick up another one of these in the near future, just for more interview-based YouTube videos that I want to work on. It's definitely going to be a lot easier to do this than it's going to be to carry around a bunch of other microphones like this, and you get better audio too. Oh yeah, with that said, I will be using camera A, camera B to get two different audio channels, not feeding into one, which in theory with this you could. With the splitter you can control your volume like so, just to, you know, keep both at a relatively close level, but that's not necessarily something I would do personally. So camera A, wireless mic, camera B, wireless mic, or on the phone, either one. But yeah, should you get one? If you need one, yeah, pick one up. They're pretty cheap. I have no real complaints. Just, it's not as small. That would be my only complaint, and not even really a complaint. I understand for the price. You're not gonna get microscopic. All right, let me know what you think of the audio. Let me know if you have any questions about this. Again, I didn't really use all the other accessories because I personally would not use those. Maybe in the future I might, but for now, this is really all I'm gonna end up using in the future. All right, questions, comments, all that fun stuff, let me know. Like, share, subscribe if you want to. If not, oh, I don't care, man. You do you. All right, I gotta go. Okay, bye.